What's up, y'all? My name is Ant and this is Sneaker Horn. If you are new to the channel, I want to welcome you. If you are a returning viewer, I want to say thank you for coming back, watching another video. I really feel like this video is important. I really feel like you're going to learn a lot. So we're going to start it right after this intro. So we are back and we are discussing what a lot of people mention but they never go into detail about, and that's real estate and how real estate and sneakers are kind of the same, the similarities of them, the risk of both of them, and just like the little small details that people don't really think about. I hear a lot of people say that's in the sneaker community that like collect shoes, be like, I want to go in real estate, and that's what I'm kind of doing reselling for. It's like the practice and stuff like that. Real estate and reselling have a lot of similarities about like how to do deals and stuff like that. So I personally do believe it is a good practice, but it's not the same thing. But I got some paper in my hand, so if you're hearing some paper, I did a few notes, man, for you guys to really learn some things from all the research that I've done on reselling and real estate. So today we're going to talk about the 3 or maybe 4 main or most popular things that's in real estate, and we're going to talk about how they are the same thing in reselling, and I'm going to talk about the similarities and differences. Starting off with the first thing, we're going to talk about wholesale, right? So if you're interested in real estate and you ain't got a lot of money, you probably heard about wholesaling and exactly what it is. If you haven't, I will tell you this is my quick version of wholesale. Wholesaling is when you get a property on contract and you sell that contract. So if a person is offering on the house is $100,000, usually as a wholesaler you would have to you would have to lowball them so you can get get the property for less, so you can sell the contract and make money. So you would lowball them and say, man, I looked at the property, the most I can do is $50,000, man. I can't give you $100,000. In some way, certain situations they do agree. So you get the property on contract for $50,000, and you don't actually have $50,000 in your bank account. Nobody you know got $50,000. So you hit up somebody or you find somebody that's an investor that got some money and he's willing to invest in that property, and you sell him the contract for $60,000. So even for people that's not really that good at math, that means that you're gonna use his money. So you're gonna give the homeowner $50,000 to buy the house or to buy the contract, and then you'll keep the other $10,000. But you won't have the property. The investor that gave you the $60,000, that's gonna be his property. So that's what you call wholesaling. Now, at first, I didn't think that the sneaker company had like anything like this. I'm like, man, what? Okay, it's a lot of different things that reselling and real estate got in common, but I don't think anything in the sneaker community is like this. And then I really thought about it. So pre-sales, that is wholesaling. So for people who don't know what pre-sales are, it might be a new Jordan 1 releasing. You know how Jordan 1s usually resell for a lot of money. Jordan 1s usually cost around $160. We're not going to add in tax to make the math more difficult. But you might pre-sale and make sure that person's secure, like he feels secure that he's going to get his shoe. So he'll pay you $300 for you to do all the hard work. Just like how the dude did for wholesaling. He found the property, got the deal. You're doing all the hard work. You got the connection. You probably got to buy it. You probably know how to win on the apps. He don't know how to do none of that. He just got the money. So you get the shoe, spend $160 on it. He gave you $300, so you have a profit of $140, right? So that's what wholesaling is, and that's how it's similar to the reselling of doing a pre-order. The second most popular thing that's in reselling or that's in real estate is flipping, right? So flipping a house. Flipping a house is when you buy a house that needs some work, you actually rehab it, you rehab the house, make it more valuable, and then you sell it for more. So you might find a house for $30,000. You buy the house cash, probably private, so you don't have to pay any fees and stuff like that. We're gonna talk about that later. So keep on watching the video. So you probably buy the house private, buy it for $30,000, put $25,000 in it, and then you probably sell it for $100,000. So you had $30,000 plus 25, that made $55,000 that you invested into that property, and then you sell it for $100,000, which means that your profit is $45,000. That's what a flip is in real estate. Now, taking it back to the small scale with reselling. Usually if you do a flip thing or you do a little strategy like this, you might find a shoe on offer up for like $50, and then like you might find a shoe like at what do you call it? Those places, not homeless shelters, what do you call it? Salvation Army, something like that, Goodwill. You might find a shoe maybe $15. So you notice that this shoe got some value in it. It's a Jordan 3, probably got a lot of creases in it, stuff like that. And you know how to get creases out. So you iron it, put a wet towel on it. Shout out to my brother, Lorenzo, he told me about it. I kind of knew about it, but he reminded me, I forgot how to get the creases out. But say you get the creases out, you got the shoe well shaped. The person who owned the shoe didn't know how to clean the shoe. He thought the shoe was dead. You know how to clean the shoe, so you clean the shoe all good. Now the shoe looks like it's 7 out of 10 when it looked like it was 2 out of 10 at first. So you bought the shoe for $15, or however much I said. Now you can sell the shoe for $100. Now that's an $85 profit. So it's a lot of similarities. And the last similarity, right? This is the last comparison I'm gonna make about the big popular styles that's in, or big popular things that's used in real estate and used in reselling. But then I'm going into real detail about risk and stuff like that. So when most people think about reselling, they thinking about buying the shoe new, and then they thinking about selling it, reselling it. That's what most people think when they like, oh, I want to be a reseller. I want to go to a Foot Locker and buy 10 pair of Yeezys from different Foot Lockers, and then I want to sell them. Okay, sound easy, right? That's the best way to resell. If you could do that, you ain't got to do all the other stuff. You ain't got to do pre-orders and stuff. Maybe pre-orders might be easy. I never seen nobody do it. I think they are more difficult with pre-orders because it's probably the stress, because people are dependent on you. If you got 20 pre-orders, you got to get 20 shoes, and if you come up short, that person gonna be highly upset because they gave you that money because they feel like you were a credible source to get their shoe. So I would say probably this is probably the easiest or the most less stressful way to resell, is to buy it new and to resell it. So when you doing this is when your knowledge about shoes is very, very important, right? So now everybody thinks it don't matter about if I know how much a shoe is gonna be worth. I got StockX. Like everybody depends on StockX. Even shoe stores and stuff, they depend on StockX. Like when they selling the shoe, they'll check StockX to make sure they ain't like selling the shoe for too less or whatever. And what people don't understand is that it's starting to become important to know what's gonna happen in the future based off what happened in the past, right? So if you've been in this sneaker community for a while, you understand how patterns work. I heard a lot of YouTubers say usually, the first shoe of something is gonna cost more, the OG version, which is definitely true, right? So if you get the first Fear of God, let's use a new release, the first Fear of God, that first Fear of God is gonna be worth more. It's gonna be worth more when new Fear of Gods come out. I'm gonna tell y'all my secret. I don't get that many views anyway. The Travis Scott 4s, I want to get those. The Travis Scott 4s are now worth around $500, maybe $400 and something dollars. They're gonna come out with 2 more Travis Scott 4s possibly. I think at least they're gonna come out with one, the purple one. And I know it's for friends and family, but I think they're gonna release it to the people. When that new one comes out, the original Travis Scott 4, the all blue one, is gonna go up, right? That's not something that StockX tells you. So taking this to real estate, right? It can be a beautiful house, and you understand that this house is worth this amount of money. But if it's in a great area and it's nothing's wrong with it, that's how much that house is worth. Like, you're gonna buy that house and that's how much it's worth. You're not gonna flip it, you're not gonna make more money off of it. You barely gonna make money off of it if you sell it. Kind of like certain releases, they come out and people be like, oh, you only gonna make $20 off that after you get done with the fees and shipping and all that stuff. It's not even worth it to resell. So what I'm trying to explain to you is, when it comes down to reselling and reselling new products, you really have to be aware of your sneaker knowledge. So now let's get into the real details of this. And I'm gonna use real estate terms and then I'm gonna turn them into reselling terms. Starting off with real estate, you gotta get an appraisal, right? How much is the house worth? Stuff like that. You gotta pay for that. Inspection, you gotta see if anything's wrong with the house. Is it any problems with foundation? If you need a new roof? All that type of stuff, that's big problems when you're talking about real estate. So that's like when you're talking about shoes, that's like, is the sole either gonna stay on the shoe? Is it gonna crumble? Stuff like that. Fees, you gotta pay that for the realtors and stuff like that. They're selling you the house, all the fees that you gotta pay, which can be thousands of dollars. And then insurance. If you buy a house, you gotta get insurance on it, because if you buy a house and hold it for one day, say if you selling it next week, if that house go on fire, like get lit on fire or whatever, you gotta pay for that. If that house flood, you gotta pay for that. So it's important to get insurance. So now let's convert this into like reselling terms. So the appraisal, that's kind of already done. Like I said, that's the StockX thing. You can just look up almost any popular shoe. Any shoe that you're willing to resell is gonna be on StockX. I hope you're not buying a Skechers and expecting to resell it. That's not gonna happen. But if you buying a Jordan, you buying like a Yeezy or something, you can get that appraisal and see how much it's worth. But you don't know how much it's gonna be worth in the future. Now that's the difference with real estate. It's like, if you get this done, you get this done, they'll tell you like, oh, it'll be worth this then you know what to do. So when it comes down to fixer-uppers, or when it comes down to flipping, you gotta have that own knowledge. Like I said, about like with the Jordan 4 Travis Scott, you gotta do your own appraisal to know, all right, it's worth this, but later on it's gonna be worth more. The inspection, you gotta do that, or if you sell it through somebody, they can do it for you, right? But that still costs money. So if you do it yourself and you decide to sell your shoe privately, right? You inspect the shoe, make sure it's real, you do a legit check, all that type of stuff, and then go to the next step. You gotta make sure the shoe is healthy, right? You gotta make sure the shoe is not gonna crumble. You gotta make sure there ain't no defects on the shoe. Because if there's a defect on the shoe, sometimes you gotta just like explain that to the buyer, like, hey, this is how I bought it. I don't know why they're stitching like that. But that's a little crazy, you know. People don't wanna hear that type of stuff. They're like, I'm good on that. So you gotta do an inspection, which can cost money if you sell it through StockX. And for these other ones, I'm gonna kinda use StockX, right? So when you sell a shoe through StockX, they inspect it for you, right? That's why you gotta pay them money and stuff like that. Because they trying to make sure your shoe real, to make sure that the other person get your shoe, you gotta send it in to them first. So you paying for that inspection. For the fees and the realtor, like I said, I think of StockX as being like the realtor, because they having like the platform of where your shoe is, right? People don't look up your name on StockX and then find your shoe. They look up your shoe name on StockX through their platform. Or even if you're selling at a consignment store, that's your realtor right there. So now you got people selling your shoe, but then they get a percentage off what they sell, because it's you using a platform. And also you got people that got good selling skills to sell your shoe. If you're not sociable and stuff like that, you're probably not gonna be a good reseller, because people not even gonna know how to like talk to you. Like, you're gonna be weird and stuff. People not gonna want to mess with you. So like, you give it to a consignment store, they got people that sell shoes all day, so then it's easier for your shoe to sell, but you lose money. You gotta pay those fees. And with the insurance, this is very important for you to know, right? Like, okay, insurance for shoes, that don't make no sense. You gotta get insurance when you ship the shoe. A lot of times when you ship shoes, they come up missing because people steal, right? So people will steal your shoe in the mail, you don't know what happened. If you sent a $500 pair of shoes in the mail and you didn't get insured, you're not smart, because at the end of the day, you gonna lose that money. It ain't if it ain't insured, they ain't got nothing to say to you but, hey, I'm sorry, but your package was lost. They're not gonna give you no money back. They're not gonna believe like how much it was worth. They're not gonna do none of that for you. So you got to get it insured, right? So then, going a step further, you can sell real estate privately, or you can sell it like through a realtor, through MLS. I prefer private. I like to sell my shoes private, right? I'm converting them, so I'm kind of talking together. Hopefully you're following. But I like to sell my shoes privately, not through a consignment store or not through StockX, because of all those issues and all of those fees. And it takes away from the profit that you're gonna make. If you sell a shoe through StockX, you probably gonna lose almost $50 through profit. If you sell a shoe privately, just through a person like on OfferUp, you're gonna keep that money. So what I tend to do, if I can't sell it privately, if I can't get nobody to buy it, I try to go to a consignment store and sell it to them. But you also gonna lose money that way, because they're gonna give you every excuse in the book, right? And this leads me to, I think, possibly my last section of this video, right? This is what I do not like about the sneaker community and what I do not like about real estate. Shady people, right? So we can call them what they is, liars. People that lie, right? We live with people that lie. So these terms were created to confuse people, right? I'm gonna name off some terms and I'm gonna explain them. But I'm gonna start with something that you probably already know, the resale side, the sneaker side, right? So dead stock, brand new, 9.5 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10, used, no box, OG all of this stuff, right, was created to influence the value of the product. If you don't have a box, right? Let me pull up this box. This box especially, right? This is what we've been hearing a lot. This is you can check that, anybody who want to buy these Yeezys, they for sale. Hopefully you can see the tag because I can't see the camera. These shoes are authentic Yeezys, right? The box is a big deal. If I tried to sell this Yeezy without the box, the freaking value would probably go down 50%. The value would go down for the shoe for not having the box, because people associate that with being fake or whatever. But some people don't keep their boxes. Some people don't keep their body thrown away. Some people like to display their shoes. They got containers. They got crap containers now. All that type of stuff. But usually, smart people, they keep the most expensive shoes boxes. Some of the shoes, like shoes like this. Shoes like this, Air Force One. I like to keep them. I like to keep this box. But some people might not keep this box because they never gonna resell this shoe. They know that. So having no box, that's a way to get you to sell for less. Your shoe might be brand new, and if you ain't got the box, or if you got a damaged box, it might go down in value, right? Dead stock and brand new. Dead stock meaning it was never touched, right? Some people be lying, right? People be trying on the shoes, and then they be like they dead stock. But to be honest, I don't really feel like it's a big problem, because if you try on the shoe and like I don't smell nothing, it still smell like a brand new shoe, that's what they call brand new or new. I think that should be considered dead stock. But what people like to do is like, oh, you tried on the shoe? Let me decrease that value. That's what people like to do. So they'll say, oh, the shoe worth $400, but you tried it on, so now, I don't know, man, I probably only give you like $350, $330. $70 You gonna go down $70 because I put my foot in the shoe one time and I realized it didn't fit, or I wanted to see how it looked. $70, right? But that's how this world is, right? That's how this game is. But also, that's how it is when it comes down to real estate, right? So they say different words like cozy apartment. That sounds good, don't it? Sound like it's warm. Sound like it's a nice place to live. But really, when they saying cozy apartment, they trying to tell you that it's a small apartment. They tricking you. Like, oh, it's a cozy apartment. Then you come see it, it's small. Now they wasting your dang time. I wanted to say something else, but now they wasting your time, right? When they say it's ready for your touch, they really saying that this apartment need work, or this house needs to be like a handyman. Like, if you ain't handyman, or if you ain't got the money to do rehabs, this ain't ready for your touch. Like this, that's how they saying. So that's what I kind of don't like, or that's what I really don't like about reselling, and what I don't like about the real estate business, because of those risks and that shadiness. And I understand that that's a part of almost every single business, and I understand that that's what I'm gonna have to deal with. But I just want you guys to be aware of that. And I know this video is probably short. All my videos be short. But one thing I did want to end this video with is the difference of assets and liabilities, right? I think I got all my notes on here, right? I think I hit everything. Boom, boom, boom. Yep. I had all my notes. So, difference of assets and liabilities. I'm gonna grab 4 shoes for you right now. These shoes are assets. These shoes are liabilities. Now, I like to say things that are, I won't say different because that sounds basic. I like to share ideas that are usually not shared, right? People say certain objects are liabilities and certain objects are assets. But the same objects or same type of objects can be a liability or asset. A pair of shoes can be an asset. A pair of shoes can be a liability. A place of residence or real estate can be an asset. A place of residence or real estate can be a liability. And let me explain what that is. So asset is something that you get expecting growth, right? Expecting growth of your money, expecting to add to your bank account, add to wherever you put your money in underneath your bed, wherever you put your money, right? That's what an asset is. When you buy it, you know, or you expecting to get more money in the future from this purchase. A liability is when you buy something and it just takes money away from you. Like, you never gonna see that money back, right? So now let me talk about the simpler one. Let's talk about the shoes, about how these 2 shoes are assets. And I chose these 2 shoes for a real reason. This shoe is brand new, never worn outside, tried on this shoe. This shoe was purchased for $220. Yeah, so no tax in Belgium. $220, and this shoe was worth $405 up to at the time of this recording. $405. It be changing, like $420, $400, $405 at this recording, right? This is an asset. I bought this expecting to see money in the future, to see more money. So I spent $220 expecting to get at least $100 back in my pocket. So I expected to put $320 back in my pocket at least, right? But I'm hoping that it go up and I get more money. Now, in this shoe, I actually didn't buy this shoe for retail. If I did, it would be even more of an asset, right? This shoe is $160 retail. I actually got to do a trade, so it's very hard for me to value this shoe. But now this shoe is worth $400 and something, right? I bought this shoe knowing if I don't wear this shoe or I keep this shoe in good shape, that I can make money from this shoe. I have wore this shoe outside. This shoe looks brand new. If I was a liar, if I was a schemer, if I was a dude that I was just telling you guys about, I can use all those terms like, bro, it's just try it on, because it ain't nothing on the bottom of this shoe. Nothing is on the bottom of this shoe. I can easily say, this shoe was just tried on in the house, never worn on concrete. That's another one. What the hell? Like, you wore it, but you didn't wear it on concrete. You just took it in your car and then you wore it inside a, just some stuff just get on my nerves. But anyway, this shoe is an asset because I can get money from it. My money will grow if I sell this shoe, right? This is brand new. This is used. Some people say a thing can be an asset if it's used. That's not true. With a house, you can get a house for $30,000, flip it, make it worth $100,000 by putting in $20,000, use it for a year, and then sell it for $100,000 or $110,000. I would say that that's still an asset, even though you lived in it, you used it. But most of the time, your assets are worth more if you don't use them. Because if I wear this shoe outside, the value of this shoe would go down at least $100 and will probably make it a $50 profit maybe, when now it's around almost a $200 profit. So I grabbed these two shoes to show you guys the difference of how a liability can be used and new. This is an Air Force One all white. Nobody in their right mind would try to resell this shoe because they wouldn't get anything from it. They probably would lose money from it, from gas money by driving the shoe to somebody. Like, it just don't make no sense. So when I bought this shoe, I knew it was a liability. I knew that I would not make any money from buying this shoe. I bought this shoe for my own personal enjoyment, which is nothing wrong to buy things and to use your money for only enjoyment, knowing that you're never going to see that money back. I bought this shoe because I thought it was going to be, I really thought this shoe was going to be asset. I really thought I was going to make some money off this shoe because I thought that this was an underrated shoe and that this shoe was going to blow up. And it was just like overlooked by the Yeezys because it came out the same day as the Yeezy Clays. But now this shoe is worth less than what I paid for, which means that I will be returning this shoe. And I really like this shoe, but I will be returning this shoe and wait until it go on sale, and then I'm gonna get it. But I use these two shoes because I'm trying to show you how something that is new can still be a liability and something that is used can be a liability, and the same thing for assets. What we are taught is usually that if something's new, that it's an asset, and if something's used, then it's a liability, or it's just, it's an expense. And that's not all the way true, because overall, it doesn't matter if it's used or if it's new. It's about the value of the product. So what I'm trying to really explain to you in this video, and why I did this video, is because I want to explain to people that reselling in real estate, right? Real estate investing or real estate selling, you're usually investing because you need you need to be a realtor to sell real estate. It is not an easy business, right? It's not an easy business, it has a lot of risk. But if you want to do real estate and you are into sneakers and you think that sneakers is a good practice, I want to encourage you to keep on trying, but encourage you to keep on practicing. But I also just wanted to teach you some things that most people don't address. Because I hear a lot of people talk about, I want to do real estate because that's why I'm doing this reselling, because I just want to get used to selling and stuff like that. But I don't think they understand the correlation between the two, and that's what I was here to do. My name is Ant. This is Sneaker Horn. I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. I understand that it's a lot of people that make YouTube videos, and there's a lot of people who make YouTube videos about shoes. And this is my real passion. I wanted to put together two of my passions because I want to go in real estate, and I feel like I should be sharing things that I know. I really hope you guys got something from this video. I really hope you guys really learned some things, because this is like time and research. It's not like something I found out in 5 minutes. Like, this is almost years of research of learning about these different things, and I tried to make it into a short video. But like I said, I appreciate you guys for watching. I want to shout out my brother Lorenzo Pate. He always comment on my videos, always showing me love. That's my real blood brother. So I want to say I love you, man. I really appreciate your support. I want to start recognizing people that's in the comment section. The first comment, or maybe the first few comments, I always want to shout you guys out and recognize you guys, because I really want to encourage you guys to speak to me, because I'm just speaking to a camera. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm just speaking to a camera, but I'm imagining you on the other side of that screen. So I would love for you guys to, just interact with me. Make sure you leave a comment, leave a like if you like this video. If you ain't like the video, you ain't gotta leave a like. And if you want to see more videos in the future, man, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell right next to it, because when you hit that bell, when I post a video, you will know. That's the difference of hitting the subscribe button and only hitting the subscribe button, and hitting the subscribe button and hitting the bell. Like I said, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate your time. Time is very valuable, and I'll see you next week. Oh, and if you did not know, right, if you are a new person, I am doing my videos every Sunday now instead of every Thursday. So if you see old videos and I'm like, yeah, you can see a new video every Thursday, it's every Sunday now. And for all my returning people, now you know, it's every Sunday, not every Thursday. Appreciate your support, and you'll see me soon.